Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. As you can see, the gunmen in Jamaica are not afraid to fire at the police. I've told people this before. Jamaican gunman, badman, them are different. They're a different breed. You see here in the United States of America, you might see a criminal running down the street with his gun in his hand and get shot in his back. Or you might see them say, police is coming, and everybody scatters. These gunmen in Jamaica, this new breed, we are talking about knock it in a traffic. These are the kind of things that dancehall artists speak about in their lyrics, and they put the blame on the dancehall artist when in fact it's just the art that's imitating life. It's chronicling life. It's telling us what's going on around us. But still they want to put the blame on dancehall music. Dancehall music never make them money or out in the road or fire upon police. Anyhow, according to Irie FMJA, this was reposted from the Jamaica Constabulary Force Instagram page, and it says that the Jamaica Constabulary Force can confirm that 2 illegal firearms were seized, 2 gunmen were shot and killed, while another has been taken into custody at the intersection of Hope Road and Trafalgar Road in St. Andrew shortly after midday. Big, broad, midday, broad daylight. So these people are not doing this in the dark anymore. They are that emboldened. They are that brave. You understand? The 3 men were reportedly traveling in a white Toyota Axio motorcar that is suspected to have been involved in the shooting death of a man in Swallowfield, St. Andrew earlier today. The murder of the men were reported to the police department emergency communications center, which then used the Jamaica Eye technology. For those of y'all who don't know what the Jamaica Eye technology is, it's a surveillance system, basically a CCTV system. And of course, over here at SouFLoTV, we've been calling for CCTVs all across the island for years now. The Jamaica Eye rolled out not too long ago, but we would like to see it quickly enhanced and placed everywhere across the island. I want so many CCTVs that people just simply get to know that, hey, don't do anything outside because more than likely you are on camera. It is the reason why the criminals are so emboldened to do this in broad daylight. Travel in a car, go kill a man in broad daylight, and then just drive around. It is because they know that the Jamaica Eye or surveillance is not really everywhere. Well, this time it worked. And I suspect that in days, weeks, months, and years to come, as they upgrade the process and increase the cameras, that we will be able to catch criminals faster. So this incident, the shooting that they did, that they were suspected of, was reported to the police emergency unit, and the police emergency center used the CCTV system called the Jamaica Eye technology to swiftly mobilize members of the Metropolitan Quick Response Team, and the motor vehicle was intercepted at the intersection, and while the police sought to apprehend them, the suspects engaged with the police team in a firefight. Investigations into today's incident are still in their early phases because it just happened. So we will wait to see what happens with this one. We will be checking with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and we will be checking with Irie FMJA for an update. Let me just say this in passing. There's a picture or a part in the video where a police officer was hiding behind a vehicle, ducking, staying low, cover, so he is not shot. And I'm surprised to see how many Jamaicans are on that comment section saying stuff like, yes, imagine this is your vehicle and police hiding behind it when gunshot a fly. You see how them weak? You see how them, why am not go out, they go fight the bad man them? Hello. Stop being a dunce, okay? When gunshots start beat, you see, nobody cares if you're an innocent person or your car belongs to an innocent person. All they know is that it's a solid object and it's something I can hide behind and shield myself from. After police na make out a steal. Na still people them. Na still human them. Eh? And they're trained to seek cover at the nearest point and return fire. That's how it goes. Anyhow, shout out to Jamaica Constabulary Force for this one. Get them off of the street. If they can do this and have this much guts and bravery to do this with law enforcement officials, then you can imagine that they have no respect, regard for human life of the typical law-abiding, tax-paying Jamaican citizen. Get them off of the street, whether it be in a casket or behind bars. We don't care. We want them out of here. I should put that on a t-shirt. We don't care. We want them out of here. All right, people. So moving right along now is a RIP story. Killed on Mother's Day. And shout out to Jamaica Observer for this one. I wanted to cover this story earlier, but I had to wait until more was produced. So from one of my reliable sources, JamaicaObserver.com. Clarkstown Trelawney, mother of 11, Annette Keeling, described yesterday as her worst Mother's Day ever after learning that her 29-year-old daughter Nikisha Keeling, commonly called Gally, was hacked to death by her jealous common-law husband, who is more than twice her age. The girl is 29 years old. The man is 62 years old. My SouFLoTV audience, you know, so we have these conversations all the time where we talk about these young girls. Like, young girl, listen to me. An old man will love you up, you see. Him will caress you, him will take him time. Him now go dig out your hole and just fling you to the side. So, and you want a little hug up after. Might be. Him we do the things them. But here one nothing no work like it used to work at 62, you understand, compared to a 20-something year old that is your own age group. So if you're going to take on these older men, y'all remember that, right? We put these warnings out all the time. If you're going to take on these older men, but you're the kind of female that can do without that something there, the plundering of that something there, then you might as well leave that alone. Because 62, you know, so them still strong enough to swing a machete or pull a gun trigger. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, I'm not blaming her for anything. This is sad all the way around. And these stupid ass men won't stop killing these women. That is why I keep on telling the women that when we talk, these men are not listening to us. So since you all, the women, are listening, then you have to do the next best thing, which is don't put yourself in these situations. Anyways, reports are that yesterday, which was Mother's Day, about 1:30 a.m., the 62-year-old, allegedly machete-wielding, was held after he turned up at the Clarkstown police station. In other words, him chop her up, and he went to the police station and turned himself in immediately after. I guess at 62, he decided that, yo, I not even want to live no more. I don't even want to be free anymore. I done lived a good life of freedom already, so I could spend the next 40 years in prison, and that would be that, right? And you have people like that that actually really think like that. Me no business if I prison me I go. Me I kill you out here today. And they actually do. You got to be careful. So he turned up at the Clarkstown police station and he was apprehended. He turned himself in. Initial reports are that he told the police that he had murdered Keeling at their home that they shared in the Parnassus section of Clarkstown, but this was not confirmed by lawmakers. Now, the police visited the scene and they found the body with multiple chop wounds. She was slumped over in the house, which they shared as a common law couple. This is the worst Mother's Day gift, said Annette Keeling, who is 57. It better we didn't know, sir. She meet in a car accident or something or whatever. This is what the mother is saying. Than to see her daughter chopped up like this, right? Like other enraged members of the Parnassus community, the distressed mother believes that her daughter's killing has actually stemmed from jealousy on the part of her spouse. She said this: she's a young girl, you know. She's just 29. She would not be 30 until August coming. So she is a young girl and move around with young men. And he suspect is older man than her. So you know that those things always cause domestic dispute between an older man and a younger girl. Here her mother said, her mom says she's a young girl, and moves around with young men. Of course, your older man are gonna have issues. Alright? Now, this is what we heard and it has been confirmed now. So you know that those things always cause domestic dispute between the older man and a younger girl. When you hear this, ladies, it always causes dispute. So it seems like it is there it leading from. She jovial, and she walk around and she talk with men and everyone. Mommy and Nando, your daughter no good. She's a young girl and she move around with young men and she jovial and she go around and talk with young men. At the mother this attack, But we never hear them in any fight or quarrel or anything like that before. Christopher Jack, a mother of the deceased, said he strongly objected. Christopher Jack, who is the brother of the deceased, said that he strongly objected to the relationship between his sister and this older man since it began when she was at Mushet High School. This 62-year-old man there with this girl from Shadea High School. You understand? You see, in these situations, what happens is this. That older man gets a hold of that younger girl and he twists her brain, right? And she is so young and naive and impressionable and probably has things going on at home and she wants to move out on her own, seeking her own independence and these kind of things. She ends up getting her own place. She's living with him and all these other things. And then reality strikes. Okay? She wanted 7 times a day, him can't only get once a week. She wanted 3 times a week, him can't only get once a month. Them kind of something that happen. And these kind of things. The man is older, more focused on other things. They don't have nothing in common. 3 decades apart. Her brother said he objected strongly to this relationship, but his sister went along with it anyways. From day one, this is her brother, Her brother says from day one, me talk about it. The relationship me I talk because the man a big man. Big old greyback man this, don't it, people? The man is a big man. Me back him out of the yard already. And him come back and get her pregnant. Him should have got prison for that from the first time. From she was a 13-year-old, him take her out of Mushet High School. And she couldn't get to go back to school. Me never liked the idea. And me a talk to the man and look what him bring come now. Look on the Mother's Day present him give this family here. This is the result the man carry come give us, is what her brother said. Now, a group of men who massed at the crime scene early yesterday morning contended that they had caught the alleged killer, that if they had caught him, they would have gave him some jungle justice. Him would not make it to the police station. And I guess he knows this too. And that is the reason why he actually took himself to the police station. Because he knew death was coming. I've murdered them, they're going to murder him, right? That's all. Man, it's God make we don't catch him, you hear that? Because it would have been a different justice today. One militant bystander said. Another one that was standing there said, the boy is smart, That is why I'm doing it in a unique fashion, you see me? Looking at the house. A beer blood in there. The grieving resident pointed to a blood-soaked rope hanging outside the house, which they surmised was used to tie up the victim before she was hacked to death. People, them kind of details, yeah, my God. So the girl never even stand a chance. Man tie her up with rope, then chop her up. So she had take chop and can't even move. Now inside the house, the blood was splattered all over the walls, all over the floor, all over the bed. Damn. These were telltale signs of the savagery which unfolded inside of this house. The bereaved mother shared that after hearing of the heinous act, she rushed to the scene, but the police had actually barred her from seeing her daughter's mutilated body. And the officer, She said, this is what mommy said. The officer tell me say she get chopped in her forehead. Her face chop up. Whole her face chop up, her head chop up, her foot chop up, and her shoulder stab up. Him, the police officer, tell us that we couldn't look at it. So we just see the bloody body wrapped up in the bloody sheet going into the undertaker's van, she said. The couple also share a 7-year-old son together who was staying with a family member at the time of the gruesome killing. If the baby was there, he would have maybe killed the baby too, because of the kind of rage that he flew in and because of the kind of rage that he had when he committed this act. Now, Jam Jedi says the man allegedly there with a 13-year-old schoolgirl when he would have been about 45 years old at the time. No, man, this is child abuse. We need a national campaign against these predators or predatory relationships because they kill these girls. How did this even go on for all these years? This young lady never lived. She barely had her childhood and was murdered as a young adult. This is one of the reasons involved fathers are important, Just the presence of a male figure is to whom the child already belongs is often protective, and the lack of a paternal bond probably makes some girls vulnerable to groomers. This is happening in broad daylight and we need a conversation about it. Nikisha was systematically failed by Jamaican society. I don't even want to say R.I.P. This young lady was slaughtered like an animal. I'm mad. I am mad, and I'd be fine if she also... I am angry and thirsty for justice. Whoever she is, Petty Five says the mother should take some of the blame too. She reported him for allegedly molesting her daughter when her daughter was 13 years old. Had she reported him for molesting her daughter, then maybe this would not have happened because that man would have went to jail and her daughter would have been given a chance to grow. I want to tell us that the daughter probably would have just found another older man. It's what's going on in the house sometimes that leads to this. If you notice, there is no mention of a father being in the house, and the mother is a mother of 11 children. The way we grow our kids, especially our daughters, is the path to their future. When kids reach the age of 11 to 14 years, that's the time that we pay strict attention to them. This is really a tragic loss, and I hope that the killer spends the rest of his life in prison if found guilty. We're talking about Jamaica, He might go up there and say, Lord God, my heart hurt me when me open our cell phone and see the big hood picture them and all these things. And the judge is going to say, okay, it was a crime of passion. I was going to give you 40 years, but I'm going to bust it down to 20. He is now 61 or 62. So he'll be out by the time he's 82. At end of life stage is that, 82 you're up in an age, but he will still be alive. He will still be able to eat and drink and be merry, right? The part I have a problem with is that her entire family knew about this man from she was 13 years old. 13! Her entire family knew about him. Even the brother said him back the man out of the yard already, and the man come back, come get the girl pregnant. See? Kills her at 29. She's been under his mind control since she was 13. And he murders her at 29 years old. She's 29 and a mother of a 7-year-old. That means she was about 21, 22 when she had this baby. So she's been messing with him since 13. She never breathed till she was 21. See the story. But the whole community knew about this grown-ass man that was with this 13-year-old, and nobody said nothing till they even turned into common law couple. Ah, boy. You know what? Let me leave this one right here. I have no more to say. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will catch you on the next video with SouFLoTV. Warning, warning, warning to all you young ladies out there. Warning. I'm out. Peace.